or down depending on your interest rate and your particular tax savings. But based on median household incomes of individuals who buy houses in 350, you're looking around $3,000 a year in additional tax savings. And where do those tax savings come from, Adam?
So the tax savings come from the interest that you pay on your home loan. For most people in America, the interest they pay or the mortgage on their home is their single biggest tax shelter. So this is, we're going to look at a couple of other things here, but all of the hidden benefits that we're looking at is these tax savings that you can put real cash in your pocket right now.
So as you go out and you work at your job and you slave and you bring home $1,000, or you bring home, you understand you're paying a percentage of that to the IRS. However, the interest that you've paid on your mortgage, a percentage of that interest you get to write off, unlike with rent. The other thing that you also get to write off, another tax advantage, is the property taxes that you pay. And most people don't take that in consideration. We didn't even factor those into these. We just simply said $3,000 on just deducting the interest. Because property taxes can come and go and it can vary depending on where you are. But property taxes are another tax deduction that we haven't even calculated into this.
Now here's how you take advantage of this right now. And you can actually put this monthly money in your pocket every month. And the way that you do that is you go back to your employer and you fill out a new W-4 form. And the W-4 form is a form that you filled out like in your new hire package, and you claim how many deductions or withholdings you want from your paycheck, right? So, you know, if you're single, you put, you know, if you're married, you put 1, you got kids, you write in the number of kids, you claim your deductions. And so most people are going to claim 0 or 1, frankly, because they don't really know, they don't really have a plan. Claim 0 or 1, you get a big refund at the end of the year, right?
Excellent.
So if you buy this building, you know you've got tax savings at the end of the year, you get a new W-4, you're going to claim more withholdings, less withholdings, so that you're going to get to keep more of that money every month. So if you're used to take-home pay of $3,000, you change it now, you're taking $3,300 home.
There you go. And then like appreciation and principal reduction is something you get right out of. Principal reduction is in number 3. Adam, let me stand back and have him take a look at this. Principal reduction on this is an average savings, like a forced savings account. As you're paying that loan back, that principal is going in. It's also going to increase. Appreciation is not principal reduction, so there's 2 separate things. It also shows up in the form of equity in the home, though. Principal reduction around $5,800 a year. Now that's during the beginning of your mortgage. As you all know, due to that amortization schedule, the longer you have that mortgage and the more pay it down, your principal reduction accelerates over time. But just in the first years of your mortgage, average around $5,800 a year in principal reduction, meaning that on a $350,000 purchase, listen, here's what's so great about real estate. We understand that I need a place over my head. I need a place to live. I'd rather be my own landlord than be subject to somebody else's whims. I would like to be able to clean my guns in my living room without, the lord of the land maybe stifling my enjoyment of my home. I want to paint things. I want to have pets. I want to park vehicles where I want to park them. All those benefits, you're going to need somewhere to live. $15,400 in appreciation, tax savings of around $3,000 plus, and then principal reduction of $5,800, which means the actual benefit, $24,200 a year in average wealth created through home ownership.
This is how the average guy gets ahead right here. What I love about all of these numbers is you don't have to do anything to get this money.
Live in your house and make your mortgage payment.
Buy a house, pay your bills on time. Pay your bills on time. Even if you rent a place, you're expected to pay your bills on time, right? Otherwise you get evicted.
Yeah, that's why you're only, when you rent, you realize once you're on a month-to-month lease, you are 30 days away from being homeless.
So you make one good decision one time. Make one good decision, take control, take ownership of your life, buy a house for you and for your family. Do that one time. One decision is going to lead to approximately $24,000 per year. This keeps rolling over every year, and in fact, it's going to increase.
And if you just took the law and you just said, "Hey, listen, I don't want $350,000, Kevin. All I want is like a $175,000 home, something really small, a condo." Instinctively, you realize that because it's the economics of scale, you're still looking at making $12,100 on a price that's half that.
Yeah, or if you decide you want to go bigger, right? So we talk a lot about multifamily. Buy yourself a fourplex for $500,000 or $600,000. Just go ahead and double all of these numbers.
Oh, get this.
You're pushing 50 grand.
Well, and the one thing that and that's where multifamily is so attractive. Listen, I hope most of you understand that even a fourplex qualifies for a residential homeowner occupied first-time home buyer mortgage. It's still considered a residence, even though you have 3 rentals. Listen, we can structure that where you don't have a mortgage payment, where you're practically living for free. And your tenants are basically putting this, plus you have cash flow. I mean, when you get into multifamilies, because it is like, consider this a stream of income. And why would you want to own one when for the same price you can own four? So buy a fourplex.
Absolutely, and it doesn't cost that much more money to get in. We're looking at a 5% down payment. If you want to buy a fourplex, Kevin had mentioned they qualify for residential financing. That means with VA benefits, 0 down is what you're looking at. Or you can use an FHA loan with 3.5% down, so even a smaller down payment.
And the other benefits that we've spoken to and told you a million times on the on the Real Estate Ninja Show is that when you buy a house, you may not have a mortgage payment for a month and a half, and that's great. But when you buy a fourplex, you also don't have a mortgage payment for like a month and a half, but you're still collecting rent. And so you can put a large chunk of your money that you put down, you get it back before you even have your mortgage payment. So listen, there is phenomenal benefits with real estate. If there wasn't, there wouldn't be mortgage industries, banks, and there wouldn't be, we would all be living in very compact housing. The fact is that it's a wonderful investment. There's big changes that we've talked about in FHA. There's interest rates are ridiculously low. There's a ton of stuff that's happening. We encourage you guys, if you're serious about buying or selling a home, to talk to Adam or ourselves. Listen, when should you know a good plumber, Adam?
Before you need one.
That's when you need to know a great realtor and know a great lender. You need to have that team of support and the network around you long before you need them. 4-6 months out. All right, well, I'm Kevin Cross with Foundations Realty.
Adam Hefner with First Rate Financial.
And if they want to get hold of us, Adam, what's a good number?
Number is 222-5505.
And on me, right here on the screen, 865-6529, right here in Anchorage, Alaska, area code 907. We're your real estate ninjas, man. Go make magic happen.
See you next week.